Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Racha HaKodash. This video is a response to Apostle Elder Tahar, Apostle Elder Gabar, and a few other brothers that made videos concerning these guys in HODC. As you see here, talking about you have to go, all Israel has to go back to the land of Israel, to Mount Zion, to receive spiritual power, and just got to go back there and this, that, and the other. Well, as you see here, Apostle Gabar did the lesson, HODC You erred greatly, not knowing the scriptures or prophecy, and Apostle Tahar did a response to it. This response that Apostle Gabar did was a response to the brother GMS Lions of Rome, I believe it's called, brother from Dallas, and pretty much, he was going in on them. I watched his video, I watched Apostle Tahar's video, I watched Apostle Gabar's video, and I had ran across this video, which I didn't get a chance to watch yet, but I just wanted to pull this up because, in this video he said that Israel has to come back to the land of Israel. Well, he errs not knowing the scriptures or prophecy, as you see here that the apostles made videos or responses to, because if you knew anything about the land of Israel, the people of the Most High are not in that land right now. They're not in that land today. You may have a sprinkle of them that went back, back in the was it 60s or 70s around there, with Ben Ami Carter, and but the Lord never commanded us to go back to that land. That land is going to be totally destroyed and devastated. So why would you go back to a land that's going to be totally destroyed and devastated? This is Luke 21 and 24. It says, "And they shall fall by the edge of the sword." Now, this is going back to 70 A.D., during the time when the Flavian dynasty, Vespasian, Titus, and Domitian were putting hell on Israel. All right, because this was prophesied by Yahushai that this was going to happen, that Israel was going to fall, and the Romans were going to come in there and camp them around and destroy them. And ever since that time of 70 A.D., we have not been back to that land. And it is not commanded unto us to go back to that land. The Lord himself is going to bring us back to that land. All right? So Lord's will, we could hit some of them precepts too if the Spirit allows. Matter of fact, let me just pull up one that came to mind. And just, if the Spirit allows, we'll go to it. If not, then we'll move on. So Luke 21:24, "And they shall fall by the edge of the sword." That happened in 70 A.D., beginning around 66, all the way up till about 74 A.D. But the main key date was 70 A.D. because that's when they actually came into the temple and took everything out of the temple. They have commemorations of that, the Ark of Titus, and they show you the things that they stole out of the temple. So it says, "And they shall fall by the sword," meaning the Israelites, "and shall be led away captive into all nations." And that's what happened. The Israelites that were in Jerusalem at the time, which consisted primarily of the kingdom of Judah, or the southern kingdom, they were brought down and they were scattered out of there into all different nations all over the world. And a great bulk, not all of them, but a good bulk of them were brought over to the Americas in slavery, in cargo slave ships, as prophesied in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 68th verse, which these wacky Christians and these Edomite supremacist Calvinist / racist devils, try to discredit and say that that's not talking about being brought into slavery because no man shall buy you. Damn clowns, man. The Most High is going to open up on all these devils, and they're getting mad, and all we're doing is just speaking words right now, So what are you going to do when the Most High actually comes for you? When the Most High actually destroys you, and when the Most High actually causes you international bankers to be put into captivity. So it says, "And they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem," meaning that land of Jerusalem, "shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled." Now, when is the time of the Gentiles going to be fulfilled? That time is going to happen now, in these times, because they're still in that land, because it was prophesied for them to be in that land all the way up until today, until the Lord destroys that place and renews it. This is Daniel 7 and 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. This is dealing with the Most High. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. This is dealing with the angels, and is and the judgment that the Lord is going to bring. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. I beheld them because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. Meaning, when the power structure of Esau comes crumbling down, and America is totally destroyed by thermonuclear fire. And one of the main allies of America is the land of Israel, them so-called Jews, them gutter rats. And they're going to be burnt to hell and back. It says, that's concerning the rest of the beasts, meaning the other empires, they had their dominion taken away. Why? Because they're going to go into slavery also. Yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time. Why? Because they have to serve out a sentence, and they're going to pretty much go back into doing the job, or doing or taking their rightful place on the earth as the slaves of us, the Israelites. And that's the bottom line. I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory in the kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. Why? Because right now they're not serving the Lord. You're not serving the Messiah. You people out there are serving sweet Jesus. When you think about the Messiah, you're thinking about this guy, sweet Jesus. And I bet you, if I put in sweet, matter of fact, if I put in sweet Jesus, that's what's going to come up. Sweet Jesus, images. All right, I guess they switched it up, because you used to be able to put sweet Jesus in, and that would come up, the picture of the Lord. But you put in so-called Jesus, what you gonna get? Pictures of a white dude. That's what you're gonna get. You're not gonna get the image of the Heavenly Father Son. So the Heavenly Father Son is not being honored on the earth, but he's going to be honored. And there was given him dominion and glory in a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, in his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. And in order for Yahweh Shai to set up his kingdom, he has to take Esau down and the other nations. And that's what you're reading in the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter. The history of the world in a nutshell, beginning with the Assyrio-Babylonian Empire, all the way up until modern day America today, which is the revival of the ancient Roman Empire. It says, I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me, and made me know the interpretation of the things. These great beasts which are four kings which shall arise out of the earth, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. You have to, first of all, you got to get a passport. You got to go over to the land of Israel, on a plane. When the Lord delivers us, or a boat or ship or whatever, when the Lord delivers us, we're going back home in style. We were ran out of our land in a shameful way, and we're going to go back in style, okay? We ain't going to have to get no goddamn passport or a ticket for American Airlines or whatever airline is flying out there to Israel. Get a passport, get there, get checked or whatever. You ain't gonna have to go through all of that bullshit. All right? It says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Then I will know the truth. Let me jump down. Right. 21. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. That's dealing with America. They have prevailed against us. Until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. What does that mean? We took the kingdom back through the power of Yahweh Bashem El Shai. He's going to give us a kingdom back. What are you guys doing over there? going over there to the land of Israel for what? They don't recognize you, man. And that land is going to be destroyed. So if you're on the soils of the land of Israel, when the Lord destroys them through Russia and the other allies of America dropping missiles over there, then that's going to be your fault, man. That's going to be on you, you know. And like the Apostle Gabar said, you know, it's true. You know, the Lord is putting a reprobate spirit on you guys because of the shit that you did to us going back to the house of David. You know, you guys never apologized for that. You guys act like that never happened. You know, but the Lord knows. It says, I just want to jump down 27. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey him. So the Lord is going to give us the kingdom back, because we don't have the power and the might right now to take that land back. It has to be done through what's known as spiritual power. And the people of the Most High, for the most part, are not in the land of Israel. So wherever the Israelites are, mainly here in America, we're gonna get that spiritual power, you know, to be able to take this devil down. But Yahweh Shai is coming to take him down. We ain't got to do shit. All we got to do is just sit back and watch the Lord smoke. And then he's going to set us back up. And then we're going to go policing the whole earth and putting you damn devils in slavery, man. And then you simple-minded clowns that don't want to accept that, the Lord's going to destroy you, man. All right, so going back. It says, until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So the time of the Gentiles is not fulfilled. We're still in the time of the Gentiles right now, because they're still in that land, and they're going to be there until the Lord comes back and destroys them. All right, this is Isaiah 2:1. The word of that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. Why? Because we got to go back there in style, and the Lord's going to bring us back there as a nation, as the house of David, being built back up. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains. And that's what's going to happen. But the Lord is going to establish us in the top of the mountains, meaning all these other governments that are ruling, they're going to be brought down. That's why Yahweh Shai is known as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, because he's going to take down all these empires that are ruling, and he's going to take over the rulership of the earth and of the world. Not you guys. Guys having delusions of grandeur, man. And that's that reprobate spirit because of what you guys did, man. And shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. Ain't nobody flowing to you, man. Nobody flowing to you right now over there. They don't recognize you. The scripture says we shall not be recognized among the nations. So you bucking against the Most High, man. I'm talking about you guys here. You know? Going back, it says, and many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his path. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And that's going to be set up when the Most High sets us back up in the power. We ain't going to be getting no goddamn passports and take a flight over there to Jerusalem to set up shop, when the Most High is going to destroy that place. And he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. It's a goddamn shame, man. It's a goddamn shame. You know, old as these guys are, man, to be that simple. But, you know, that's the Lord, you know. I mean, we kind of get upset because of the zeal. But really, you really can't get mad, because that's a reprobate spirit that the Lord put upon them, you know. It says, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. There's not going to be any more wars. So those instruments of war are going to be turned into instruments of agriculture and plowing. You know, they're going to be slaves, servants. So now let's go from there. So we ain't supposed to be in that land of Israel today. The Lord is going to destroy that place. Ezekiel 28:18, and it shall come to pass at the same time when Gog, and Gog is Russia, shall come against the land of Israel, because that's what's happening. Because the so-called Jews that are in that land today are causing and pushing America's hand and against Russia. So the Lord is going to cause this war, and not only is the land of Israel going to be blown to hell and back, but America is going to be blown away. You know, America is going to be that lake of fire, okay? Because it's prophesied by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Just bear with me for one quick second. I'm looking for this precept. I just want to read this real quick. All right, let me see. All right, Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore, hear the counsel that the Lord Salakia. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Who's the least of the flock? Them so-called Jews, them gutter rats, them Amalekites. They're going to draw who out? They're going to draw America out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So they're going to draw America into this third world war because of the bullshit that they're doing. But it's not just that. It's that the Most High himself is putting the spirit on these kings and these nations to do this, to fulfill his prophecies. All right? So going back to Ezekiel 38:18, and it shall come to pass at the same time when Gog shall come against the land of Israel, saith the Lord power, that my fury shall come up in my face. Because all of this stuff that's happening over there, don't think that the Most High is not keeping an eye out on it. He's just letting it accumulate because he said that he is of long patience. You know, he said that he's suffering the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction. So he's allowing them to do these things. But in that one day, in that one moment, when it's time, all of that stuff is going to come right up into his mind, and he's going to unleash fury and hell on your ass. For in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel. What's going to be that great shaking? That's going to be when the missiles hit that land over there. And what the hell you guys going to do when the missiles start flying towards the land of Israel? Huh? You going to bat your bracelets together and stop it? You going to be missile food. That's what you're going to be. You're going to be missile food over there if you still over there in that land of Israel. What you need to do is get your simple behinds out of there, man. For the Lord destroy you. It says, so that the fishes of the sea and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the field and all creeping things that creep upon the earth and all the men that are upon the face of the earth shall shake at my presence. So that's what's going to do that? That's going to be those missiles. And the mountains shall be thrown down and the steep places shall fall and every wall shall fall to the ground. You talking about some Mount Zion, you know, Tabernacle of David. All this stuff is going to be destroyed, man. It's going to fall down. That's what the Lord said. He said he's going to throw it. He said, and the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall. And this is in the land of Israel. And every wall shall fall to the ground. And I will call for a sword against him throughout all my mountains, saith the Lord power. Every man's sword shall be against his brother. Because there's going to be a great war that's going to take place in that land of Israel because of the things that they did to us, first and foremost, and because of the total disrespect that they have in that land down there today. You know, having homosexual parades, lesbian parades, you know, a kosher pig and all manner of abomination that's going on in that land right now. So the Lord is going to cause a great shaking, and that great shaking is going to come in the form of them thermonuclear missiles. And those thermonuclear missiles are going to be coming from Russia to the land of Israel. But here in America, you're going to have Russian missiles, Chinese, East Indian, European, and every nation that has the missile, they're going to shoot all them missiles over here because the Most High is going to cause all hell to break loose over here. So he could bring that lake of fire and judge this whore, the great whore of Babylon, Babylon the Great. It says, and I will plead against him with the pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and upon his bands and upon the many people that are with him an overflowing rain. So whoever is over there, it's going to be an overflowing rain that's going to destroy that place. And great hailstones, fire and brimstones. And those hailstones are what? Those missiles. Matter of fact, Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warriors with confused noise. That's some ancient battles. All you have to do is put on Roman battles, or you could put in Braveheart or Gladiator or 13th Warrior or any of them old movies where they would have the actual men, warriors, fighting on the battlefield. Their armor clanking together, swords clanking together, spears, arrows, horses running to the battle, men grunting and howling, for that adrenaline that's going through them for the war, for the battle. That's how the ancient wars were fought. It says, in garments rolled in blood, because you would see limbs flying, legs, heads, and blood just, from the torsos and stuff being torn open, and the blood flying out and hitting people's garments, the other men that were still alive, their garments. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. But this particular war, World War III, that's going to be the last war to end all wars, is going to be fought by what? Fire, for burning and fuel of fire. And what's going to cause that fire or that burning and fuel of fire? Those nuclear missiles. It's no coincidence that they have been testing these missiles going back to like the 40s and 50s or whenever the hell they first started testing them. That was the Lord giving them that power and that technology to test it out and to bring and to have an idea of what these missiles could do. That's why they dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and they saw the devastation of it. So after that, the nations were nervous. They had to fall back. But now everybody got the missile, man. Job chapter 20, verse 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon. Who's that? Esau. The international bankers, they're going to flee from America. They're the ones that got that flee doctrine. And you guys are teaching the same doctrine that Bubble Eye Blackfish was teaching, at the GOCC. But you guys are teaching Israel to go back to the land of Israel, a land that's going to be totally devastated and blown away, when the missiles hit. But you're telling them to go into the fire. Here it is, we're supposed to warn Jake to come out of the fire. You warning him to go in the fire, and you're so simple that you're going in the fire also. But that's what happens when you do what you do, man. This brother, he wasn't there. I'm not sure who this brother is. Maybe I can't really make out his face. But this guy, you, Barack, Bunyamin, you guys were at the house of David in New York, 126th Street. And all that wickedness you did back then, man. And you haven't apologized for that. You haven't made that right. And now the Lord got you over there in the land of Israel, man. Because the scriptures say, if a prophet be deceived, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet. So you guys, I'm telling you, you guys better get the hell out that land before them missiles start raining over there. And you people out there that's listening to these guys, if you go over there, whatever happens to you, you're going to deserve it. So you better not go over there. You better stay as far away from the land of Israel as possible. Because that place is marked for judgment by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. What's this speaking about? This is speaking about the missiles. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. What's coming? The sword or the steel, that's the missile. The missile. And then the body, where it's drawn from, is talking about those nuclear silos. Let's see if I can find something. Nuclear missile, right? Let's see if they have anything of it coming out the silo. All right, let me just type that in. In silo. Here it goes. That's the iron weapon, and this is the body. This is the silo right here, and this is where it's drawn out of. And then you see here, this is it when it's closed. Then that hatch opens, and then the bottom of it propels it out by fire. And it's called the ICBM, Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. And it's called that for a reason, because the Lord gave them that technology to fly those missiles from that side of the world all the way over to here, to the Americas. So that's that bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. Because when they see this stuff coming, it ain't going to be shit you could do. And after a certain point where the missiles come down, everything shuts down. And even if it didn't shut down, I don't give a damn if you had a Lamborghini or the fastest car out there, whatever the fastest car out there is. You ain't going to be able to get away from the missiles. Because it's going to come and destroy It's going to be a blitzkrieg, you know. All darkness shall be hidden in secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. And this fire not blown is the missiles. That's not going to be something you're going to kindle a fire. No, that fire is already going to be kindling in them missiles. And those nuclear warheads, when they shot out, they're going to cause more devastation and more fire. So when John actually saw the lake of fire, he was looking from the heavens down on America, and he saw America completely engulfed in flames. You know, and that's why he called it the lake of fire. And that's also going to happen to the land of Israel. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacles. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, because it's time for them to be judged. And the earth shall rise up against him. And them gutter rats that are in that land right now, they don't belong in that land. But they appointed that land with the joy of all their heart. So guess what? The Most High got them in a trick bag, thinking that they're the people of the Lord, and they're just going to be destroyed over there. And you guys that go over there, you Israelites, you real Israelites that go over there, you're going to be destroyed if you're found in that land. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High. So going back to here to Ezekiel 38 and 23, thus will I magnify myself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am the Lord power. Because that's what's going to happen. The Heavenly Father's men are going to, the elect are going to be delivered from the four corners of the earth. A good portion of them are going to be delivered out of here, out of America, and people are going to actually see the power and the majesty of the Most High and Yahweh Shai, and the acknowledgement of the people of the Most High, who they had in derision, calling them niggas and spicks and spooks and all of that. Then it's going to be apparent to them. And that's why the scriptures say here in Revelation chapter 11, I believe it's 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. That's why these devils are nervous now, because they see the prophecies playing out before their eyes. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. They didn't have to go get no motherfucking passport. All right? Go get a passport and take your picture and your thumbprint or whatever, your eye scan or whatever they're doing now, so you can go into the chariots. And they heard a great voice from heaven taking a plane out of here to go to the land of Israel. That's the same thing they were teaching back at One West in the beginning. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up into heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And they went up to heaven in a cloud, the same way Yahweh Shai went up to heaven in a cloud. And what did the angels tell the apostles? He said, the same manner in which he's taken up, he's coming back. So the same manner in which we're taken up, Lord's will we be of the elect, we're going to come back down the same way. And their enemies beheld him. So going here to Revelation 21:1, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city. This is the elect men of the Lord, the elect of Israel, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. This is when it's time to go back to the land, when the Lord brings us there in style, not before that. It says, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, meaning with the Israelite men, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And that's the bottom line, man. So the Lord is going to deliver us out of America by way of ships, and going to bring us over to the other side of the world, to the land of Israel. Not before that, okay? So these guys here at HODC, they err not knowing the scriptures, or prophecy, because they're in the land of Israel when the Lord said he's going to destroy that place. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I have, Like I said, it was just a response to Elder Apostle Tahar and Elder Apostle Gabar's videos, and the brother from Dallas, that did the video, GMS Lions of Rome, I believe his pages, and with that, I hope you brothers have been edified, to the next time I say Shalom, and I just want to say one more thing is, we get upset because we're passionate about this truth, and when you have these fly-by-nighters or these flunkies messing up the doctrine, you get upset, and rightly so. That's the zeal of the Lord, so shalom.